Hello, an amazing learning journey, MM15, has already come to an end, and it's time to reflect over the stages of the impressive collaborative work done by my team, Team A. The aim of MM15 was to bring together teachers from all over the world for social and collaborative learning, and to show them how to design a collaborative course on Moodle. Initially, participants had the opportunity to familiarize themselves with the Moodle site and the layout of the course, to get acquainted with the features available, for example, the rich Moodle editor. They also had the opportunity to experiment and learn how to create activities and resources and add blocks in the teacher practice area and manager practice area, respectively. The culmination of the course was to collaborate in a team on how to create their own course, their own collaborative course. Participants had to team up by selecting their group as early as the first week, introduction week, but it became a necessity as of week 3. I enrolled in Team A. I joined the course late, and it is to my teammates' honor that they admitted me to the group despite having already started on the work, and I'd like to thank them for that. Each team was required to elaborate their own teamwork policy, agreeing on the principles that would govern their teamwork, and elaborate a document. This is Teams A teamwork policy. Our contact details were shared. The goals and our expectations of the course, what challenges we expected and how we expected to solve. Most importantly, the team ground rules, the online communication methods, and the leadership style they wanted to adopt, as well as the roles each member could undertake. Team A held a meeting early on in the course to decide on communication channels, and thus it was decided to create a WhatsApp chat group that would enable us to communicate very easily at any time, and to adopt 2 weekly meetings on Tuesdays and Saturdays where the team would meet live, so 2 synchronous meetings per week. Pat undertook to keep the minutes of the meeting so that everybody could be informed if they were unable to attend a meeting. And it is true that finding a convenient time for everyone was no mean feat, since our team was a team of 5 continents, spanning America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. It was a team where the sun never set, and collaboration went on a 24-hour basis, even though it might have been different people being active at different times. To make sure nobody would miss out anything on decisions made in a meeting, in the live meetings, meetings were recorded, and their links shared on our WhatsApp chat group. Unfortunately for me, I was unable to attend most of the live meetings since I joined late, and the chosen time coincided with my professional commitments, but I made up by watching the recordings and consulting the minutes, naturally. The next step for our team was to agree on a team logo. Mushtaq Housen designed it on the basis of the suggestions of the group, and work on the course itself started. A topic was chosen, the outline was devised, the the target audience, the duration, the tools that would be used. All of these were discussed and agreed collaboratively. Mushtaq and Peter offered to work on the course logo. Anupama and Sophie set about writing the content draft. A vote was held via Mushtaq's Google form to decide on what blocks would be included in the course. As the course took shape, distribution of roles was further fine-tuned. Hamed and Mushtaq took over technical matters as well as creating blocks and sections. Peter took over the role of graphic designer and created the logo and later the certificate. Sophie and Anupama produced the main course content, whereas Pat acted as secretary who kept notes and the minutes of the meetings. 4 weekly sections were agreed on: emotions, resilience, relationships, and engagement, with each member taking over a subsection which corresponded to the 2 weekly sessions. Anupama took care of awareness and Mushtaq of monitoring in the emotion section. Sophie catered to courage and Taragi to strength in the second section entitled resilience. Pat and Peter took care of kindness and gratitude, the subsections of relationships, and Hamed and Mogaola attended to social connection and empathy in the 4th section entitled engagement. I took over the reflections section at the end of the course, as well as the certification sections catering for badges and the final certificate of completion. The entire design of the course was recorded in a document called syllabus, where we indicated the course title, the final logo that was adopted, an abstract of the course, the audience that it targeted, the duration, the objectives, the topic sections that I've already mentioned to you, the platforms, the technology that would be used, and the moderators involved. In the end, we included a short biography of each moderator. All this work was implemented in a matter of 10 days. While each moderator was given autonomy on their own section, any matter that they felt had to be decided and discussed together was discussed during the meetings that took place on Tuesdays and Saturdays initially, and nearly daily in the last week. In the last week, work was also carried out on the preparation for the final slide presentation that would take place in the last live meeting. I was also assigned proofreading of the introduction and reflections topics, but I did the proofreading and editing of the whole course content. In the last live meetings, we went over the content of the slide presentation and also read the entire course content in order to see to any details that needed to be changed and addressed. During our team's last live meet on Saturday the 27th of June, we recorded the team video of the presentation to be given at the final course live Showcase and Reflect the next day. Pat began by introducing the team members, the logo, and the topic of the course. Anupama followed and explained the scope and objectives of the course, as well as giving information about the duration, the method, and the audience targeted by the course. Sophie outlined the various topic sections, whereas Peter talked about the labels used throughout the course. Taragi listed the wide range of activity and resource types we used. Next, Hamed explained the potential of conditions of completion and access restrictions when setting the criteria for badge and certificate obtention. Mogaola talked about the different resources and activities presented in the individual section. I showed the badges designed by Hamed and summarized the criteria we set for obtention of badges and the final certificate of achievement designed by Peter. Lastly, our team leader, Mushtaq, wrapped up the presentation by summarizing the steps and methods followed by our team, as well as the rationale and philosophy behind our collaborative work. Let's now take a look at our course, Wellness, a Healthy and Happy You. First, let's examine the blocks that the team decided on. A table of contents and a latest announcements blocks, as well as upcoming events block, were considered absolutely necessary. Level up and completion progress blocks were added too, so that participants can have an idea of their progress, together with the latest badges and my certificates block, so they could see what they have been awarded. A very important block is also that enabling participants to make comments at any time, and the quick mail block that enables one to communicate very easily with the remaining participants or moderators. Keeping track of online users and participants on the course was also considered important, as well as having a quick access to all the activities included in the course. As regards sections, an introduction explained the objectives of the course and gave a course summary, gave instructions about announcements, how to be informed, and provided an introduction activity on a Padlet wall. Week 1 was emotion section with awareness and monitoring emotions corresponding to each of the live sessions. Week 2 was about resilience, courage, and strength. As you can see, meditation, mindfulness sessions were included. Week 3 was dedicated to relationships in 2 sessions devoted to kindness and gratitude. You can see a wide variety of media and activities are proposed, discussion forums, resources, assignments, a quiz. The 4th section, engagement, focused on social connection and empathy as a vector of engagement, with a lovely infographic. The last section gave an opportunity for reflecting over the course and sharing on a Padlet wall what tips they have taken away from the course, devising an action plan to put everything they've learned into action to improve their well-being, and to share on a Wakelet collection wellness quotes to inspire them in their daily life and give them strength when necessary. Feedback is also required at the end of the course, and if all the previous badges have been earned, a certificate is awarded. Lastly, the certification section gives information about what badges can be obtained and what the criteria are. And if all criteria are met, a certificate can be downloaded. It was a bit tricky to get the text where we wanted on the certificate, so I definitely recommend having your own designed certificate with all text included except for the name and the date, which would be added by the system automatically. Designing a whole course in such a short time, collaboratively with a team of people scattered around the world, has been an incredibly inspiring challenge and a truly unique experience. I am grateful to Team A, who welcomed me so late in the course, and to Dr. Deutsch, a wonderful mentor who knows how to bring out the best in us. Thank you very much, Team A. Thank you very much, Dr. Deutsch. MM15 has been an incredibly enriching experience. Thank you, everyone, for watching my reflections.